It's Saturday Morning Live with Mike and Jeff. I'm your host, Mike, and with me is Jeff.
Hello.
Tried something new. What do you think?
It was good. It was also first time in a while we've actually launched the show early.
Well, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, not much though.
Normally we're trying to save the world in our morning conversations, Saturday morning conversations.
But as usual today, I was on Tuesday night, used my camera, everything was fine. So I jumped on this morning, put my camera I got no mic, I got no camera, I got nothing.
Jeff, you always have a mic.
I do. I do. This is true.
So I got to hang out with our good buddy Dusty yesterday.
That sounds like fun. I saw him last time I was in when I helped Darren drive his vehicle down.
Yep.
But I was only there for such a short time. He and I didn't get a real chance to talk, and it was just a whirlwind. Hello, how you doing? Kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he's doing okay.
Yeah, we hung out for a couple hours just catching up at his house. He's gotten into the 3D printing world like so many other people. Still has way more models than he knows what to do. Yeah, just like all of us. And then we were just chatting. We're like, we should play games. We should hang out. I'm like, yeah, that all sounds cool. Yeah, that sounds good. What game do you want to play? Well, I don't know. Good morning, Joe.
I don't know.
I don't play really any games anymore. And then we got on the subject of Shatter, the Halo game. Is it
the new Halo game?
Yeah. What is it called again? Hit something Spartan Edition. I don't know.
Flashpoint, I think.
Flashpoint. That's it. That sounds good.
It'll work at a pinch.
He went and picked it up.
Oh, so, okay.
Chances are we may end up trying to give that a run for its money.
Cool. Nice.
So yeah, this is nice to see him. Nice hang out. It's always good to visit old friends.
Absolutely.
Flashpoint. Yes. Thank you, Joe. So yeah.
Shatterpoint, Flashpoint, Ballpoint. There's a whole bunch of them out there.
There's a bunch of points out there. Let's all make. I can only make a half a point.
Well, 1.5 actually.
Well, it depends on how many fingers I'm holding.
Yeah. There you go.
I had quite the adventure on Thursday.
What happened?
Well, as you know, I am going to Germany, and I told you I was going through and trying to get my global re-entry number. I'm trying to get the way I'm looking. I'm trying to get the fast pass to get back into the country. Yeah, but what's the point? We don't know what the points are. So I'm trying to get my fast pass so I can get back into the country.
Right.
And I couldn't get an appointment at Sky Harbor simply because it's all done at U.S. Customs and Borders.
And you had to drive to, I think it was Tucson.
Yes. So Thursday was our trip to Tucson.
Right.
Figured we'd get up early and maybe go do something in Tucson. So by the time we got that, we hit a Bookman's. So I got to go to one of the two Tucson Bookman's.
Right. I'm turning my phone down so I don't interrupt this for the rest of the show.
So we went to Tucson. We went to Bookman's. Nothing too exciting. It was a lot like the Bookman's in Phoenix. Right. But it was still nice to. I was in.
This is you and Andy?
Yeah, just Andy and I went down. So do all that. Then we ate at this really cool burger joint called Devious Bovines or Delicious Bovines. I don't know.
I've heard of it. I've never been there.
So went there, had a burger, had some fries, had a shake, and then we went over to the airport. So we're driving around South Tucson, which is just South Tucson, and went over to there. Did this interview? You ever hear that comment? This after a meeting, this could have been an email. Yeah. This could have been handled so much differently. Like. I literally go in, they tell you to bring all this information, proof of employment, proof of residency, bring your passport, bring this. I literally show up. The dude's like, give me your passport. Here you go. All right, we're going to take fingerprints. All right, you're approved. Bye. Like, I couldn't have done that in the Sky Harbor office. You don't have an express lane at the Sky Harbor office. There was no interview, but they make it sound like you're going in, they're going to ask you a bunch of questions about your past. And no,
Well, it probably also when you set the appointment, they probably did a bunch of pre-screening and did most of that stuff where they found out what they'd have to ask, and you didn't flag anything.
Right. You would have thought maybe. I don't know. It was, and that's what it was.
I'm not defending them. I'm just saying that's probably what happened. But the bureaucracy of we can't do it at Sky Harbor, you have to come to Tucson is just weird.
Well, they could do it at Sky Harbor.
No, for sure they couldn't though.
Yes, they could, but they couldn't.
They had the ability to do it there, but for some reason that wasn't what they could do at that point in time. So that's the weird part.
Yeah, well, because they're so booked. Right. Because they don't deal with just global entry stuff.
Right.
Yep. Same thing when I got my global entry. Took months to get an appointment. Had to drive to Columbus. And it was 3 minutes and really no interview. Yeah, Greg, nice to see you, buddy. Yeah, just ridiculous. Could have, and I don't understand. Like, I could have went to the police department and got fingerprinted. Like, I could have gone to a local police department. If that's all they were after, they could have just...
That would require interagency communication.
Oh, yeah, we don't...
How difficult that is.
We don't do that. So anyways, and they don't do... So it's kind of funny. I show up an hour early because I called ahead of time to verify I still had an appointment.
Sure.
They're like, yeah, we don't verify appointments. What do you mean? I got an appointment. I'm just calling to make sure my appointment's on the books and that there wasn't a screw up. The guy was like, just show up and show up like an hour early. We'll probably get you done pretty quickly. Showed up an hour.
Speaking, I have a friend that always talks about, positivity and this, that, and the other. You and Andy went down to get a nice meal, have a nice little trip. And while you were there, you did this little quick errand. See, that's how you should be looking.
Screw your positivity. But anyways, so I'm approved. I have 4 different government forms of identification.
There you go.
Traveling. Because I'm still got to show probably, I don't know if I'll probably have to show my driver's license when I check in my luggage.
Sure.
Because I don't think they use your passport for luggage check-in. I think
they can use that or your license. You can just have your passport. They'll take that. That's a legal form of ID.
So now I have my driver's license, my passport. My passport came with a passport ID card, and now I'll have my global ID card. At least you get to visit USAF Museum. No, I didn't.
No. When he was in Columbus, he got to visit the U.S. Air Force Museum.
Oh, at least
I'm going to do it again.
Let me reread that.
Yeah, reread that. Try
it. So that was, but it was fun. It was a good day for Andy and I to travel. So coming back from Tucson. So you've been to Tucson, I'm assuming.
Many times.
Okay. I-10, Tucson, good to go. You hit the freeway, coming back into the valley. You're like, nowadays the 202 loops around the I-10, or you can just go I-10 into the valley and come home. We go to, Google Map, take me home, buddy. And it took us out to the 85. So it took us down Interstate 8, I believe it was what it was.
Right.
All the way down to the 85, and then the 85 over the 10, then the 10 back up to the 303. And we're both like, so we're driving back. And I'm oblivious to it. I'm just like, we're just having a good time. We're not. And I'm like, it put me on the I-8 or the Interstate 8. And I'm thinking maybe it's like a jumping point or something like that. No, dude, this was like 2 lanes all the way home to the 85. Okay. And it was glorious.
Well, see, there you go. See, then now it's just another trip. You go down, have a nice meal, enjoy Tucson a little bit, stop and get this ID thing done, and then take a nice leisurely drive home and get to see some of the state that I live in.
Flat.
Well, yeah, that's true. Brown and flat.
Yeah, so it was kind of a cool little side route back home. So we're assuming there must have been a lot of traffic. It only took us an additional 15 minutes. Like driving out there took us 2.5 hours. It only took us an additional 15 minutes to get back home taking this route.
You got to see some sights.
But there was like no traffic, dude. We're just cruising. I didn't hit traffic to the 85.
Oh, wow.
And the only reason I hit traffic on the 85 is that's Gila Bend. So we're just outside Gila Bend. There's a lot of semis. It's a 2-lane short little freeway. It's usually the route we take when we drive to Cali. And then I was on the 10 and I was home, dude. So
my last trip back from Tucson was at night, and I almost got hit by an airplane.
How do you almost get hit by an airplane?
There was an emergency landing.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
And we were Derek and I were driving back into Phoenix, and all of a sudden I see something that's like maybe 30 feet above the highway, and I went, "Is that a plane?" Derek goes, "Yeah," and then I mean, it was close, and apparently we found out later that he had made an emergency landing on the freeway, and they had shut it off behind us. we just made it through where they would have stopped all the traffic.
You just missed it both ways. You just missed getting closed down. You just missed getting hit by an airplane. Look at you. It was the weirdest
thing. I was like, "Oh, look, plane."
Look at you.
I've had a pretty uneventful week, except for Tuesday night, where I got to join Dave and Jake on Build Paint Play.
You had to join. They twisted your arm.
They did. They said you were going to be on, or they threatened my family and everything. No, it was great. It was a good time.
Well, you guys are all going. You guys are all going to Adepticon. Well, Jake's going to Adepticon, right?
So Dave will be there too.
Right, but Jake, I didn't know if Jake was going or not.
Yeah, Jake's going to be there as well.
So yeah, you guys are going to be all, because you guys last year did
that was Tale of Four Warlords.
Tale of Four Warlords.
I'm not taking any miniatures to play or anything like that at all, because they are quite frankly a nightmare to travel with.
Are you driving or flying? Because you're going with your company.
I'm actually flying.
Oh,
I'm not. The driving the trucks all over the country. I have aged out of that. I just don't want to do it.
Yeah, it's not
for Games Workshop and for Battlefront. Well, not so much Games Workshop, where I drove everywhere. I only drove to a couple shows for Games Workshop, but for Battlefront, whenever we had a show, and we did a lot of shows back in those days, I always drove the truck, usually by myself.
Right.
And I drove. I did one trip to Fall In. No, it was Historicon. I think it was Historicon, because it was up in Lancaster, the convention center in Lancaster downtown. And I just realized that I'm driving a truck everywhere is just too much of a hassle.
I drive all day for a living, and I'm getting tired of it. My body's starting to not like driving.
Driving a 26-foot box truck all over the country is just exhausting.
Yeah. Well, when you go to Adepticon, I have a request.
I will do what I can. What is it, sir?
Apparently, and I didn't know this, I've been doing some going back and finishing out holes in my collections for some books and gaming stuff. Like, I'm just trying to complete some things.
Sure.
And you remember how CW re-released Rogue Trader and Realms of Chaos, Slaves of Darkness?
Yeah, the original print.
Yeah. Well, they also reprinted the Lost in the Damned, which is the second book. But I'm looking for it online. I didn't know they reprinted it. I never heard that it got reprinted. And looking online, I'm only seeing people selling the reprint in the UK. So I don't know if it's made its way to the US yet as part of a retail. But if they're going to have good morning, Don.
Morning, Don.
If they're going to be selling it, they may be selling it at the GW booth. If you happen to see it, let me know. I can
do me a favor. Just at some point, text me then, because there's Realms of Chaos and Slave to Darkness, The Lost in the Damned and Slave to Darkness.
Well, I've got Slave to Darkness. I've got that one. I just need Lost in the. I will send you a text.
I'm old and I will forget.
No, I know, but I will send. Well, now, I'm old and I'm going to forget to send you a text. But
but that relieves me of any responsibility.
I know.
Good morning, Victor.
I do know, though, that you're going to go to the GW booth.
Yeah.
So
at some point I'll wander past it.
Yeah, because I've given up hope. Well, I've lost interest in collecting the Horus Heresy books, the black books, because they screwed them all up.
Yeah.
My OCD will not allow me to put a paperback soft cover on the glorious hardcovers, and then
I'm missing the hardback 4 and 6, I believe.
Well, did you get the Custodes one?
I did not.
That was the thin one that was slightly taller.
No, I did not get that one.
Yeah, it's like GW is really great at making models and screwing up good stuff.
Yeah, changing the print format is just a pain.
And I understand, like, it wasn't selling. It's cheaper for us to do the print for. I get all that, but still do limited runs of the hardback so people can complete their collections. Nothing worse than when you've got a nice collection of. I'm not going to lie; those are expensive books.
And absolutely.
And you go and there's like one's out of whack, and it's like, really, really, did you have? And you know what sucks is you and I both were at the event where we could have bought the one that they turned into a softback, and we were buying the other ones, and we didn't buy that one.
I go, oh, we'll get that later.
And later came and went, and now it's gone. Now you can go on eBay and buy it for amounts of money.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, so
it's insane. As a matter of fact, I've actually considered throwing the ones I have on eBay. I don't have time for heresy. I'm right now piddling with my my resin cast dwarfs for Old World. And between that the Team Yankee Army I'm working on, and of course my ever-growing Wolf Spear and Space Wolf.
Yeah, for me, they're just nice art books.
Right.
I'm not even looking at them anymore for playing a game because it's not the same game anymore. No. But I am trying to fill some other holes in my collection.
Yeah.
Lost in the Dam is one of those holes in my collection. I've always and what's funny is the reprint's almost selling out of the UK after shipping and everything and the conversion rate and all that. It's pretty much selling for what you can buy the original one for, which to me is insane, but it just goes to show how much people enjoy that particular book. So outside of that, today I become a wash machine repair person.
There you go. Awesome.
So my brand new wash machine that I've only had for 2 years, the transmission decided to start squeaking.
Right.
And I call the company up, and they're like, "Yeah, transmission's going out, and it's going to cost you more to fix it than you paid for the machine."
Right.
So I decided to go online, kind of see what is this something I can fit? It looks like it's just an unbolt and bolt a new one in, and the new one only cost me $200.
There you go.
So Andy and I, wish us luck, are going to work together to replace the transmission in the wash machine.
Oh, fantastic!
Let's see how that goes. You may want to call and check on us later.
I will do so. I'll ask for a wellness check.
So, anyways, that's been my week in a nutshell.
Yeah, like I said, my highlight was the Bill Payne play, talking with Dave and Jake, talking about crunch time, hitting deadlines. We talked about how many times you go to a tournament and you and everyone else is painting models in the hotel room the night before, and what we do to stay on track. And it was all prompted by the fact that, if you remember correctly, when I did Tale of Four Warlords, Jake was coming at crunch time trying to get stuff done. And he's playing in a game at Adepticon, but he can't use any what he's playing. He can't have any vehicles, so he had to do all infantry.
Right.
So he should get it done. Actually, he's pretty close. We're fingers crossed he's going to make it. But it was a good time.
I like what JP wrote. Filling holes in your collection fills holes in your hearts. Do you need a hug? I always need a hug, JP.
Yeah, I think I'll see JP at Adepticon this year too.
Oh,
JP, are you coming to Adepticon?
It'd be nice.
Swing by the Battlefront booth.
So you're working the booth then?
Yeah, I'm working Battlefront in the booth.
And by the way, everybody, since you're hearing this conversation, we won't be on next week because I don't think. Good morning, David. I don't think Jeff's going to check in from Adepticon. Now you're going to take photos.
Yeah, I take photos. Do some stuff like that. Yeah. I have some photos for the return when I get back.
Or check by having.
Yeah, I know all about that.
Yeah. Yeah, we all have collections.
Yeah.
As I look around at all my stuff.
Well, like you discovered this morning, I've been living in my studio. So
yeah, that was kind of quite the. So Jeff's getting ready, and I see the top of a mustard jar. Yep, I'm at Adepticon this year. In fact, our booth is right down the street from Battlefront.
Outstanding. We'll be neighbors.
Outstanding. And I see the top of a mustard jar, and I'm like thinking it's some sort of creative way of using a mustard jar in a hobby. But no, just had his mustard jar.
I literally have been in here from the time I get up. I get up, grab a shower, feed my cat, and then start painting. Then at some point I'll want something to eat. I like go out, made a couple hot dogs, and literally just brought the hot dogs and the mustard in here, sat down and painted and was eating, and that's just been my weeks.
Well, awesome. JP says he's running games on the 4th floor, so that'll be fun.
That'll be awesome. That'd be great. I do want to sign up for some games, but I gotta see what's going on. Yeah. Actually, I want to look at the painting schedule, the class schedule, because I love to take a couple basic airbrush classes. But because I work in the booth during the day, I'm not sure what I can get in the evening for it.
Yeah, and I don't know how the new Adepticon is set up. David's saying he's fingers crossed, which fingers you have. He'll be there next year. Time for a mini fridge in the studio.
I actually had that thought yesterday. I could just put one right here. It'd be awesome. So.
And then you could also keep, maybe some paint fresh. Maybe that's a good way of keeping the
I can keep my CA glue in there.
There you go.
And I'll probably be taking some paints and a few models with me while I'm there, just to kill time in the evenings in the hotel room.
Well, that's what I was just going to say. I don't know how the new Adepticons. It's going to be interesting to hear back from you. So the old Adepticons that I went to in Schaumburg, it became like a gaming mecca city where you literally never really left the hotel. Yes, you could leave the hotel, but there was activity all night long. There was people playing games all night. They never shut down. I think they eventually shut it down late into the evening, like after midnight.
Yeah, we were playing until like midnight when we did our Tale for Warlords game. The other thing about it is you walk out of the dealer's room and the hallways have booze and gaming tables, and you're everywhere you went. I mean, you were kind of immersed everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, just off the main lobby of the hotel was the paint and take and the painting instruction. Dave was helping out there. So it was everywhere. It was all over the place.
So you never left. You were just immersed in gaming for however long you were there.
Yeah.
And it was so, but now they've moved to this new location, which the hotels, I don't believe, are attached to. They're in the area, but I don't think you don't just go up to your room. Because one of the things that I always wanted to do when I went to Adepticon is I wanted to stay at that hotel.
Right.
So I literally could go up to my hotel with the boatload of crap that I bought, go back down and buy another boatload of crap.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a hotel attached to. I know our hotel is not. We've got a shuttle and we got a map to where the hotel's at. This, that, the other.
Yeah, I think a lot of the hotels are just really close, like across the street type stuff. Like when I go to Gen Con, we stay at the Hilton across the street. So I literally just cross the street and I'm at my hotel. So I can, but there's actually things going on at the Hilton,
right?
For Gen Con.
Yeah, not Gen Con, Adepticon.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. I think that's probably what you're going to see, though. I wonder if, even if the hotels aren't part of the convention center, I wonder if the hotels are going to be hosting, like, hey, you can just they'll set up places in the hotel lobbies and stuff for you to play games.
That I don't know. Know.
Well, this is the first year, is it not?
Huh?
This is the first year
the first year Adepticon's been in Milwaukee.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how all this changes.
Yeah. It was kind of funny because Gen Con started in Milwaukee.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, and it moved. And then I'm going, back to Adepticon in Milwaukee.
I get. I'm reading JP's comment. He goes, "I've never had a time to kill. I run games, 3 sessions, start at 9, go until 11. I get 2-hour breaks. There are 3 or 4 hotels with sky view, so that's perfect. Yeah, that's awesome.
That's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to hearing how your experience, because I think Milwaukee's easier to fly to, cost-wise.
Yeah. I don't know, but I would imagine.
I looked, because when it first announced, I started looking at all that. Right. And also, hotels are a little bit more plentiful in the surrounding area, so you can get hotel price. Because the hotels, when I stayed at Schaumburg, were pretty pricey.
Yeah,
because they could. There was only like 2, I think, in that general area, and they were booked up. A lot of people, like those 2 hotels, would get booked up, and a lot of people had to stay way off site and travel in. So I'm looking forward to it, buddy. I hope you have a great time.
I think I will. I think I'll have fun.
There are spaces in the hotels for gaming, as I understand, but could be misremembering. Yeah,
yeah, we'll have to see. I haven't really. To be honest, I haven't looked into it. I've just been focused on just getting what I need to get done, and make sure my cat has someone to take care of it.
Is someone taking care of the cat, or is the cat taking care of someone?
Kind of both with my cat. Jack's a bit independent, but I live, like I said, I live in the same complex as my daughter. Because when I moved here, I wanted to help with daycare. So she's now 13, and I don't even recognize her anymore. So, but her and my daughter will probably take care of my cat.
So. Well, how was the birthday party last weekend?
It was awesome. It was fantastic. A couple things have happened recently. I didn't get a chance to go to any of because Dino does basketball and soccer, and I've been to plenty of soccer games, but I hadn't made it to a basketball game yet. And I finally got to make it to one of his basketball games, and while I'm watching it, he makes a shot, scores, and gets all excited. And I thought, oh, that's kind of cute. He gets still he make it, and we're talking. He's going, "Did you see the basket I made?" He's all excited. I said, "Well, buddy, is that your first one?" And he goes, "Yeah." I've never done it before. And I was like, "Oh, great! I picked the right game to show up at." So that was good. So it was good. It was a good time. So.
Awesome little moment in life.
Yeah. He's there. Well. The weird part is I've got a 13-year-old granddaughter. Dean just turned 10. Eliza in June, I think, turns 8.
Okay.
And then I just had Tim and Zoe just had Echo, Evangeline, and she's like almost 3 months old now.
So all right.
I got them all over the place.
So you still have a lot of great experiences in your life to witness. So.
Evangeline doesn't like me because every time I hold her, she just cries.
If you held me, I'd probably cry too.
I would understand that. I actually forgot to add a picture to the pictures there because we played Star Trek Ascendancy. After Dean's birthday party. I went to Tim and Zoe. I used to get together and play games with them all the time. But as life is, it gets busy, so we haven't had a chance to do that. So we had an afternoon of Star Trek Ascendancy. Because there's a new edition coming out, and it's a fantastic game, and it was just a lot of fun.
Is that the one with like the is that Battlefront?
Yeah, it's Gale Force 9, which is with Gale Force 9 Battlefront, same company.
The characters are like chibi, like their heads are a little bit.
No, that's Star Trek Away Missions, which is also Gale Force 9. That's got the chibi figures in it. Star Trek Ascendancy is basically ship and fleet movements.
Oh. Kind of like
you basically start out with your home world, and then if you want to explore space, you have to roll a dice that tells you how far your space lane you get is 2, 3, or 4, and then there's a planet, and then the planet's got an event, and then you got an event card, and then you can build other little colonies on it to actually mine resources. Okay, it's a resource management game, but in space using Federation. And you start off by yourself, and everybody, because there's not a board. You just get these counters, and you keep connecting all these different systems, and then eventually you'll run into another system, that's when you meet the other races. And yeah, Andrew works at IO. He was one of the developers on Ascendancy and Away Missions. So,
okay,
well, not Ascendancy, Away Missions.
Well, because I saw the picture you posted, and I saw like all these little tiles laid all out, and I was like, "Well, that looks interesting." I didn't know which game.
It's all freeform, so the map is never the same.
Right.
The planets are random, and you've got a stack of this tall of just cardboard planet systems.
No.
Then you can run into anomalies and nebulas and dwarf stars and all this stuff. And then once you get to a point that 2 of your space lanes connect to another race, that's when you actually start meeting the other races in the galaxies. So the map
what generation? Greeting. Good morning, Jake.
Morning, Jake.
What generation of Star Trek is it?
It's next gen.
Next gen. Okay. So one of the.
And now the Final Frontier actually takes it, which is the new edition coming out with GameFound. Kind of takes it to the next level, and you've got 3 new races that is available for the GameFound edition, which are the Tholian, the Gorn, and the Terran Empire. So, Terran Empire is mirror universe.
Cool. David's on. Still figuring out the logistics to get there. Drive or fly. Only 7.5 hours driving. Fly Chicago or and drive to Milwaukee. Well, when you get that figured out, David, I'm sure Jeff will be there next year. I don't know if I'll be there next year. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's mentioned very pricey as well, so it's a game that you actually go ham on.
Yeah, it's a good game. But we played that, had an afternoon. My daughter ended up winning.
So, I'm assuming it's got a solo element to it based on...
The original didn't, but the new one does.
Yeah, based on the mechanic you're saying, it would be easy for them to...
Yeah, we're talking about Ascendancy, Jake.
Okay.
Yeah. The new edition that we're actually selling now, that we're partnering with GameFound to kind of crowdfund, is it has got solo rules for solo play, and it's got some other, like I said, it's got the new races and stuff in it, and it streamlined the rules a little bit. But it's just a great game because it's never the same map, never the same board, never the same game.
Well, and I like that replayability and stuff. It's like, oh yeah, I love Hero Quest. Like Hero Quest is a great beer and pretzel style game, but the board never changes.
Yeah,
like, you're always playing on the same. But you can change. You're changing the characters. You got some overlays, but at the end of the day, the board's always the same.
And there's something like 12 different civilizations you can play in the game.
See, that
possibly more. Yeah, I always play the Andorians.
In the core game or with expansions?
Well, they come with the core set. Then you can do the original. You can do it with expansions and grow it. With the new one we're doing, that will be, like I said, it's a crowdfund. You can get all the races, including the 3 new ones.
Oh, so they're kind of combining it all into one.
Yeah, and it's actually 2 fairly large cube boxes because it's also got a really great storage system because there's a lot of counters.
Craziest game I've ever seen is someone using the Borg.
The Borg.
I'm assuming that's Star Trek. Okay.
Yeah, they're Star Trek. Yeah.
Cool.
They're the cybernetic race, but yeah, it's a great game. It's a lot. I highly recommend anybody wants to grab it, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, should people wait for the new one to come out, or should they?
Yeah, we're selling that right now. So I mean, you'll still find the old. Because the cool part is most of the Ascendancy stuff is staying the same. So, but we took it off sale because the new one coming out, and then eventually we'll relaunch it as one of our regular main lines. Right now, we got the crowdfunded
version everything edition.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think I saw it yesterday. I was at IOG yesterday hanging out. Got to see D. Got to hang out with D for a little bit and chit chat. And I think I saw it there, if I'm not mistaken.
Morning,
David. I just remember there was a Star Trek, like a next gen Star Trek ship, had a clear top in it, and I was like, and I thought I saw Ascendancy, like a big box.
Yeah, it's a pretty large box.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Well, there's a couple different Star Trek because there was also the other one there too. And
there's away missions.
Yeah, I think we still have a copy in stock. Sweet.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's a lot of fun to play though. That's what I like about it the most.
See, but what I like about that, it's kind of like they took Warhammer Quest, because Warhammer Quest, you build your deck and you lay out your tiles, and your dungeon's never the same, unlike Hero Quest.
Right.
Same concept in space. You're never going to have the same boards. You're never going to encounter things the same way. The ship was Into the Darkness.
Yeah, Into the Darkness. That's a different one.
Oh, that's a different game?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So there was like 3 Star Trek games sitting there. So I'm like, I thought I saw something.
It's a decent board game property, actually.
All right. I'll take a look.
Yeah. But Ascendancy is a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. I'll try to throw the link up so you guys can see what the new one's like. I'll throw it on the Discord.
Now you're on crowdfunding right now?
Yeah, we're crowdfunding with GameFound. But the nice thing about it is retailers can order directly from us, can buy all the different pledge levels directly from us.
Cool.
And then we'll ship when the GameFound edition ships out to all the pledge subscribers.
So they can just contact Battlefront and
any retailers can, absolutely.
Sweet. Looks like fun. Like I liked what I saw in your photo. Good morning, Heron. I like what I saw in your photo. It just looked interesting. I didn't know which game. I'm not up to date on my Star Trek game. it's hard to say. Like, well, I know there's a few. Like the property goes through spurts.
Yeah, no,
it's a great game. Then it's
I highly recommend it. Maybe next time I'm out, we'll play a game because I've got a copy here and we can locate a copy. But it's a good. The nice thing about it is you can play a lot of different. You can have a lot of players. And you can do a lot of fun with it, and it's never the same game twice.
The other game that's similar to that, the map's different. Would be that Twilight. Is it Twilight Imperium?
Yeah, I've never played that. I've heard good things though.
Yeah, but you kind of. I've played it for a day. It's a long game, but you have hex tiles and you kind of lay them out, and you're going out exploring. And there's a little bit more backstabby kind of joining forces and going after certain people.
Oh well, that can happen in Ascendancy as well.
Oh,
I mean, you can make trade alliances, or you can just destroy the galaxy by sheer force of will.
Yeah, but I remember playing that, and that was one of those games where you're just like, "All right, we're gonna play this today." And it's like that is what we're doing today, and we're gonna start early, and you're all gonna commit to playing for the day. And if you can't commit, don't show up.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Because nothing worse than when you're in one of those really epic, long campaign style games, and someone's like, "Dude, I got to bounce." Like, derails the game.
Well, that's like when we played The Longest Day back in the day, which we played for months.
Yeah,
it's a massive game, and literally we'd get together and have a meeting, say we're here, kind of get right up to speed of what's going on, and you literally come in and did your troop movements on your own because we had it on a big metal wall with magnet counters.
Sure.
So everybody came in and did their movement by themselves, and then we came and resolved everything on our weekly. But we played it for 6 months.
Yeah,
that's a huge game. Longest Day is a huge game.
Dedication.
Yeah, that was ages ago.
Just get 30 minutes to play a game.
I don't have the brain capacity to do that game.
Well, it's gonna be fun to see you guys all over at Adepticon.
It should be a good time. I'm really looking forward to it. I don't get excited about the travel part. I hate traveling anymore. I just can't stand it. But once you're there, you have a good time. So
at least I have all kinds of IDs so I can travel amongst the country and come back safely. The federal government knows who I am and knows more about me than I think I know about myself. Isn't as crazy as Twilight Imperium. Yeah. I remember
I've never played Twilight Imperium. I've always wanted to. I've never had a chance to play.
Well, and I know it's changed over the years, so I don't know if the newer version is as complicated as the original version. Yes, we do, sir. Should we look at photos?
We can actually.
All right, let's jump gears.
We jumped on so quick this morning. I don't think I've actually set them up yet. So.
Spaghetti.
Well, I have them. I have the pictures. I just when I had all my computer issues, I had to reboot, and I didn't reload the pictures. But give me just a second.
So you just got to attach them.
I just got to put them in they're all here. I just got to do my thing.
Well, you do your thing.
Do my thing.
Bang. So
I'm not as together as Dave is. I don't do PowerPoints. I just throw them together, and like even right now, you guys are watching me click buttons and do other things.
Yeah, well, David, I thank you for working at the TSA. I understand it's a thankless job. I have a very thankless job, also, but you do a service that is necessary for the everybody.
The Theater Security Administration.
Is that what it represents?
No.
The only Twilight. Oh, remember.
I worked for the TSA for a few months when I first moved to Arizona, and it's literally security theater.
Jake saying 4th is the current. It's better, still very complex. Very cool. They didn't limit down or we moved.
There we go.
Hey, ducks in space. Yeah,
those are done by Amos. I forget the name of what they're called, but he's been having a lot of fun painting these guys up. So, but these are actually pretty cool.
Very cool. He did a unit of them, didn't he?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Dave says he agrees to disagree with me. Okay. All right, sir.
I think he's talking about TSA.
I think so, too. Now, I was there. I worked there almost 30 years ago. So
times change.
Take that for what it's worth. I worked there in 1990. So it would have been farther than that. It would have been 35 years ago.
Jake and Joe are saying this is Quar?
Quars, yeah.
Wizard. Oh, you're talking about the vibes from...
We're talking about the model that Amos painted up.
Okay.
Yep.
Look at that. Unique looking models.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Dave. That does remind me of the animated Wizards. There's an animated movie called Wizards, and these guys remind me a bit of that.
Dude, that movie is such a trip.
Yep.
Someone took one too many hits for them. They came up with that concept. I thought Clockwork Orange was weird.
Yeah.
So
they killed Fritz.
They do look good. Hey, Raymond.
Good Raymond.
Good to see you. Good to have you pop in. Oh,
this is a World Eater that Amos is working on as well.
Amos has been busy.
He has been.
You guys work together, right?
Yeah.
Is he going to a depth?
No, he's not. He's actually staying here at the office, and
he
works in the warehouse, so they're gonna be there doing that stuff.
I just figured maybe because the warehouse, he's gonna go help load in or something. Very nice. Love is red because it's not red; it's muted.
Yes, but it's actually a pretty color. I really like. I mean, he's really worked hard on getting that color right. Oh, I think this is Nate, another guy I used to work with, because he's doing Team Yankee Russians.
Raymond's saying that's an Emperor's Children's model.
An Emperor's Children's model, absolutely.
Yeah. It's hard to keep up with chaos. You chaos folks are just all over the place.
The new book's really cool.
Yeah. What are we looking at though? I don't.
These are Team Yankee Soviets from. I think it's from Nate.
That's
he calls himself.
I can't see them. They're so small. I'm gonna put my glasses on.
He calls himself Backbeard. I don't know what that means.
I love the popsicle sticks. It's very old school.
Yeah.
That's how we used to paint the Flames of Wars. You'd put the base on a popsicle stick and paint them all up, and then you had the base models right there.
Yep.
It is kind of, that was pinkish.
My phone's going crazy.
Uh-oh. This was a score.
Was it a thrift store?
Yeah, I don't remember the P3 paint brushes, so I don't remember. I was like, oh, I don't remember those. Yeah. So I wonder if they're any good.
I don't know.
Yeah, but it looks like David got a little score from Goodwill.
Yep.
It's always fun when you go in, you find a bag of just random miniature stuff at like a Goodwill, and you're like, I gotta buy it. I don't know if I need it, but I gotta buy it.
Don is trying his own take on some Crisis Protocol models.
Yeah, there's today there's a Crisis Protocol event over at IO.
Yeah, I heard that. They always tell me about it.
Yeah, I think Kill Team and Crisis Protocol are the events going on.
Cool.
So, look at that. Such a cool model. Love it.
I love this take on Hulk.
Yeah. With that pink in the recesses and that bluish color coming out. Fantastic.
This is the Immortal Hulk from Crisis Protocol. But he's done a great job.
Oh, Joe corrected me. It's Shatterpoint and Kill Team. My bad.
Yeah, okay. Shatterpoint and Kill Team.
It's Sci-Fi Day. It's a Sci-Fi Day.
I love what he did with the base here.
Yeah. You mean the color or the style?
Well, the model comes with that base.
Okay.
The way he did the kind of the energy flowing through it, I thought it was kind of cool.
So Don's saying this is the first time trying to use his airbrush for more than just base coating.
Yeah, no, you did a good job, buddy. I like it.
You did fantastic.
I like it a lot.
Yeah. Hulk is sad.
Sad Hulk.
Yeah. You should. I love the model though. That's just a great pose. Everything about it.
Yeah, and Don did a great job. I like why again getting out of his comfort zone, doing some new stuff. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, that's what you have to stretch yourself. Oh.
These are from my buddy Greg. For his
Thank you for posting photos, Greg.
Yes.
Didn't he post some stuff, but then he forgot to hit us on Discord?
Yeah, I was giving him a hard time last show.
So JP's saying there's something about the Immortal Hulk that bothers him. Needs to be more
it's not the paint job, it's the sculpting issue.
Yeah, sculpting.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, okay. Yeah, Greg did these and he posted them up. I quite frankly, Greg's a phenomenal painter. I someday hope to be anywhere near his level. But he posted these, and I gave him a hard time last show because he didn't post them in. I was gonna yank him down myself. He came on and put them on. So
there you go.
This is really beautiful stuff.
Well, thank you for remembering us, Greg. I know you're in another country right now, so
yeah,
I'm sure you're very busy doing things over there.
Don't give him excuses.
Hey, isn't he in Sweden?
Yeah,
I think I would be busy if I was in Sweden doing other things.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of travel, doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Eating a lot of chocolate. Aren't the Swedish? Isn't chocolate like a big thing in Sweden?
Chocolate is big in Europe. So.
Yeah, so
and these are some more of his revolvers. Great stuff.
Yeah, love them. Love the little ears on their backpacks.
They're airfoils for guidance.
They're radars.
But they look great, buddy. They look fantastic as always. Like I said, when I grow up, I want to paint like Greg.
I don't know what you just wrote, Greg. I don't know if you're cussing me out, calling me a name, or what, but I'll go with that.
Good stuff. Well done, sir.
Love it.
Joe's got some more stuff coming up.
I'm thinking Swiss. Yeah, Sweden, Swiss. It all starts with an S.
Grab shoots, he thinks. Yeah, that could be it too.
Grab shoots. Very cool. Doing his so Joe's got this new game he's looking on. I don't know if this is part of the Planet of the Apes game that he's playing or not.
Well, he's got that one that we talked about it during the last show, and I forgot the name already. But it's got all the different sci-fi genres in it because it had a Robbie the Robot kind of a thing.
Yeah.
It's like taken from a lot of different sci-fi genres. I'm sure Joe will pop in here in a minute and tell us what it's called or remind us what it's called. He told us last time too. So
yeah.
I apologize anyway.
But it's a little indie game, so that's always cool.
Yeah, it's kind of cool though.
Star Schlock.
Yeah, and then he had a build day.
Gotta love the build days.
Yeah, those are a lot of fun.
Yeah. Don't know. This is probably Warcry or Fantasy.
Yeah. Looks like Warcry.
Yeah. I know Warcry's bigger into the terrain. Oh, very fancy.
Yes, good stuff.
I'm going to shoot you from that way and wrap around the world and hit you in the head.
Yes, and yeah, David's right. For the chocolate, you're thinking the Swiss.
Yeah. I forget what Sweden's known for, other than blondes. These models look cool.
Very cool.
Warcry or Frostgrave. Oh,
no, it's Warcry for Frostgrave.
Oh, Warcry for Frostgrave.
There you
go. Look at that. Bloody teeth.
Very cool.
And then more terrain.
Yep. Damn,
he's just cranking out stuff.
He always does, though. He's always got quite a bit.
Well, I forget what his number was. He was like in the 200s, I think. Joe, what are you at paint-wise? The best cinnamon buns anywhere. Ooh.
Yeah.
I like cinnamon and buns. Very cool.
Very nice stuff.
Yeah, I forget what his number was. I thought it was in the 200s for this year. And I'm sitting here going, well, I think I'm at 50 models for the year.
More terrain.
Oh, 114. Okay, my bad.
FH just started on a new project.
Look at that. Very cool. What is this, just a safari Jeep, or was this, I forget, what was it? Oh, it's a military Jeep. All right.
Yeah. FJ43 pickup with an FPG recoilless gun.
There you go. Strap a gun on it. Like it. It'll be interesting to see which direction he goes with it.
Yeah. Can't wait to see when it's finished.
Yeah, right now it's just a bucket of pieces.
There's your start of the paint job.
Yeah. FH from Tribes. Yes. Yeah.
Yep. That is FH from Tribes, buddy.
This is Mark.
Greg was one of our teammates.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's how we both met FH.
So
that's why we both call him FH. It's because he was Forever Hero. We called him that for the longest time.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be fun to see how he does this one. I'm always interested to see what he does.
Yeah. Yes, his stuff's actually very, very cool. Tim's got these are the Infected he's been working on, or some 3D prints or something he picked up.
Okay.
I believe they're from Tim.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what Tim's working on right now. That doesn't look like his painting desk, though. So,
well, I think he just primed them. I think it's a work in progress. Something he's getting ready to start.
All right.
Yeah, these are just look very cool. They're very reminiscent of the Colonial the Marines from Aliens.
Yeah, which is just a ripoff of Starship Troopers.
Fair enough.
Mm.
And then there's some more 15 mils.
Yeah, that's his new passion is 15 mil War Master stuff.
It looks pretty cool though.
Yeah, I think this is for the Civil War stuff that he has.
Looking very good.
Who did the 15 mil or the epic scale? Is that Warlord?
Epic scale.
The epic battle cry or whatever. The 15.
That would have been that's GW.
No, the Civil War.
Oh,
I think it's Warlord.
Possibly Warlord.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't messed with any of that in such a long time. It's not even funny, so I wouldn't even be able to tell you.
The models for the scale, like it's this modern, smaller scale, rank and flank stuff, and for that scale with modern technology, the models look fantastic. Yeah. Which makes me wonder what GW could do if they went back to that. Starship Trooper remake. I hope so.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
I wonder what direction they're going to go.
I have no idea.
Yeah. This is my buddy's Legion stuff that I've been working on. So just
very cool.
Painting up stuff. Warlord. Jake got it. Yeah, Warlord.
Well, the problem I get I'm either in here painting or I'm talking Battlefront, so I just don't keep track of what other people are doing anymore. And I don't have a shop to hang out in, which usually helps as well.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Like JP listed all the different. They did a bunch of different genres in there.
Right.
Closer to the book. Oh, really? Because the book, that'll be interesting. Because the book really was more about the life of military folks. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. And then these, I never posted these, and I was digging through my phone looking for something. These are so Gameland Game closed their Tiny Epic Adventures. And I painted all the miniatures for it. And the Kickstarter broke $1 million, which was really cool.
Very cool.
And but I never posted these on Discord. So these are the new miniatures that come with the new Tiny Epic Adventure game.
Fantastic.
So I painted all these up, and they had pictures of them on the Kickstarter.
That's awesome.
They were unlocking them as the Kickstarter went on, and I had to wait until and I just forgot to do it.
Very nice. You look great, buddy.
I did what Don did. I broke out the airbrush and did like the shoulder pads and some of the purple cloaks. Thank you all. A lot of blending and just pushed myself to really put a quality image out, because when they photograph them and put them on the Kickstarter, they just don't look the same. So kind of push some highlights and stuff.
Very, very cool.
Had a lot of fun. They were neat to paint. I love painting that bear.
I bet.
It's fun.
Looks very awesome. Looks very, very cool.
So yeah, they did a good job with the Kickstarter. So
well done, sir.
I'll make Gen Con and Essen a lot of fun because people will be hyped about it.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah. Lots of purples. Like it's always hard to match artists. Like artists use purple as black.
Right.
And it makes it hard to paint because, well, you're using purple as black. Like you're trying to go with the art. So
right.
Lots of purple in this batch of models.
Well, they look good.
Thank you. I now know how to paint purple.
Well, One of my favorite colors to paint. Purple and green are the two I like to paint the most because I don't know why they just come much easier for me.
But I hate painting orange. I still haven't gotten a good technique down for orange.
Yeah.
So I'm working on it.
I struggle with that.
Oh, who's this? What are
Mr. Fantastic?
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, guys.
I finally finished up my Fantastic Four for Marvel United. I've been working on him and Invisible Woman for maybe 15 to 30 minutes, a week or so, just kind of tinkering around with them.
I guess I have to ask, is Invisible Woman just a base?
Nope.
Okay. Oh, perfect. Oh, that's kind of neat how they did that.
Yeah. And then I just kind of gave it a glaze and kind of faded it down.
Yeah.
And then I gave I put a little bit of dull coat on this to kind of make it a little less transparent, just so it was more visible.
Sure. I like that.
Yeah.
Love your blonde, dude. Like the blonde, how you did your blonde hair.
Yeah, it came up pretty nice. I was pretty happy with it. I mean, I didn't do enough on the flesh tone as I probably should have, but it works for me.
But you can always come back.
And then I redid my Human Torch. Made it more comic book accurate from my original.
Very nice.
Love it. Make it a lot brighter.
How do you get that bright? How do you get so bright in your yellow? You're going with like a white base and then
I went with I did a white base, and then I used a Imperial Fist contrast.
Okay, perfect, because it's got a little bit of an orange.
Well, the thing is, I did the contrast to just give it a nice coat, and I didn't. I put on. I didn't let it collect in the recesses, but I just gave it a nice bright yellow base, and then I took Citadel Magmenroth Flame contrast.
Okay.
And I dry brushed with it.
Oh.
To get those little dark spots on the flame.
Very cool.
Which I never try. I use contrast more for washes and glazes than anything else. But this time I thought, I'll try to dry brush with it. It took a while to get the build up where I wanted it, but I don't think it came out too bad.
I like it. I
did him a long time ago. I just put him in here to complete the set.
Reed, Sue, and Johnny came out great.
And
I love your thing.
And then there they are as a group.
Oh yeah, here's the family, the fam.
Yeah, I can't wait for the movie in July.
Yeah, this is a expansion for my Marvel Crisis Protocol.
No, Marvel United.
Or Marvel, sorry.
Yeah, Marvel United. But Jake was talking about on Bill Paint Play, not last Tuesday before this. There's a guy that's written rules where I think they've adjusted the scale so you can use Marvel United stuff with Crisis Protocol. So they haven't released a Fantastic Four for Crisis Protocol yet.
Oh.
So that's probably when I'll dive into Crisis Protocol head first.
Well, you'll at least dive in and buy the models.
Well, no, I want to play Crisis Protocol in the worst way, but I've got an X-Men set that I'm tinkering with on occasion when I get the time. But if they release a Fantastic Four set, I'll dive in head first.
So you have your line in the sand with the game.
Yeah, pretty much.
You release this, I will buy your game and play it.
Yeah, well, I already bought the game because I have an X-Men set, but it's not something I'm like going to become obsessed with. But when the Fantastic Four, if they do a Fantastic Four set for Crisis Protocol, at that point in time, the hardest part is going to be finding a place to play in the gaming void that I live in.
Yeah. Did you get the first edition or did you get the second edition?
Both.
Oh, you got both.
Yeah. The other reason I bought it is I love chibi models. They're just fantastic. I love just the chibi look. So,
sure.
And then this is a project I'll probably finish today, which are these Death Riders. I did not build these, but I'm painting them up for a guy I know.
Very nice. I was over at Dusty's house and he had all the new Acadian stuff, and I was just like, this is really calling to me, man. I'm just loving the look of the models and
the new these are the Krieg, and the Death Riders are fantastic. So I'll be finishing. As you can see, I'm going through now just terraining up the bases, and I'll knock the bases out today and tomorrow, and before I do Adepticon. But that is everything.
Joe wants to play, but not until they release Nighthawk for the Defenders.
Yeah, that is a deep cut, buddy. Absolutely.
Going deep.
So yeah, that's been my. Like I said, I've been in here pretty much. If I'm not running an errand or working at Battlefront, I'm in here painting. So I'm kind of exhausted. And I didn't stop painting till like 2:30 this morning.
Ooh, you were up late. Well, you're coming on late also.
Yeah, well, still, it's I was in at 2:30. Then I was up again at 6 and came in here and started building some stuff I got to work on this weekend as well. So.
Well, I'm just wrapping up more of Jason's stuff. I kind of want to get this project off my desk because but I'm not even close. I'm like, I still got, I got 5 on my desk that I'm wrapping up, and 5, 10. I still got 13 more models to paint for the box set, and then I have the Luke and Darth Vader scenic thing I got to paint up for him. So I'll probably be working on this till the end of April.
Fun stuff.
And even though I'm painting every day, like I get at least 30 minutes every day to sit down and paint, I'm slowly grinding through the project,
right.
Just every day, work on it. But now I'm just like, all right, I need this project gone. I need it done. But I got to fix all the lightsabers. I got to dunk them all in hot water and bend them back. Crisis Protocol now. Hopefully they get FF soon. I don't know who FF is.
Fantastic Four.
Oh, that's up. Okay.
And Namor, the Submariner, has always had a crush on Storm. So,
well, that will be interesting to see if that comes out. Are they planning to do the Fantastic Four? Like, is there?
It would make sense. The biggest reason they probably didn't is just because there's been a lot of issues with the license for Fantastic Four until recently, and so they probably didn't want anything out there in the world. I'm spitballing, and just from my limited experience with Battlefront on licensing, they probably haven't authorized them to do anything Fantastic Four until they got the movie set in motion. And I'm expecting that maybe it'll come out sometime around the launch of the movie. I don't know.
Who's doing the movie, or who has the license for the movie?
Marvel.
So Marvel's with Disney, though.
Yeah, Disney owns Marvel.
So
the problem is they licensed Marvel before Disney bought them. Marvel licensed a lot of their properties out to Sony and to other movie companies, and slowly Marvel's been trying to gather those back up, and then now Marvel's owned by Disney, so they're bringing them in.
Because that's the Spider-Man issue.
Spider-Man is an issue with Sony, yes.
Yeah, because Sony owns.
Right, but Sony and Marvel / Disney have partnered up so they can actually bring Spider-Man into the Marvel universe.
Got it.
So they were probably they've got when and I think they licensed Fantastic Four to Fox, and when Disney bought Fox, that brought that license back to Marvel, and that's when they started the Fantastic Four stuff. So they're probably just waiting before they allow anyone else to do anything like Fantastic Four. Is they're waiting for the movie launch, and they'll do it. My theory is they'll do it coordinate sometime around the launch of the movie.
Fan 4 was at Fox. Now Disney
owns Fox.
Yeah, and Harley Quinn is now a Disney princess.
No, Harley Quinn is DC.
I don't know. There was some.
That's Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers. I don't know. Hard to keep up with it all. It's like relationships in high school.
Licensing is a complicated mess. It is.
And like when Mike was going through it with Game of Thrones, like the art that they use had to be approved by the actors. And if the actors didn't like the art, so the actors actually licensed their image. I'm assuming that's probably how that worked to get their approval.
Well, they have sign off on stuff like that.
Yeah, so fascinating.
Yeah, I had very limited exposure to it because other people at Battlefront and at Gale Force 9 took care of the licensing issues. But we went through a lot of that with Firefly and Spartacus. And we did Sons of Anarchy. There's a lot of weird licensing stuff. You can get a pretty specific license that you can only release the miniature board game or the miniature tabletop game.
Right.
There's a lot of different nuances to it.
Yeah. So many things changing hands with Marvel. You would need a library to keep track of it all. Yeah. I can see that.
And then DC's owned by Warner Brothers, right. And that's why all their licenses are in the one place.
But now Deadpool falls under Disney.
Disney is a Marvel property, yes. But it wasn't initially. Right. I believe it was with Fox as well.
But interesting.
But now it falls back under Fox, under Disney, which makes it Marvel again.
All right. Well, I ain't got a whole lot more to talk about. But I am excited to see how your trip to Disney. I have a trip to Adepticon goes.
Right.
Just keeping track of everything.
There's a lot going on. I'm extremely busy right now. I keep running into myself, coming in and out of rooms.
I have to go tear apart a wash machine.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's just got to get it, but it just has to get done. I just have to do it.
I know that feeling.
Otherwise, I want to do it kind of early, so that way, if everything goes sideways, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna go buy a new washing machine. So I'm gambling a little bit of money to see if I can fix it myself.
I would imagine that you can. I did the same thing with an old recliner. I just basically bought the parts and fixed it myself.
Yeah,
but it can be done. You just gotta, and quite frankly, there's probably somewhere on YouTube.
Oh yeah, no, I've already got already did the research on the video. Yeah. You're going to Disney, Mike? What a shock! Yeah, going to Disney.
That's never happened before.
Well, we're going for Andy's birthday in September.
Well, that's standard. I mean, you guys make at least one quest there a year, I think.
Yeah, that's a usual thing. Yeah. But so we're gonna see for it is Adepticon is Disney.
This is true. This is true.
100%. You picked that one right on the head. But yeah, so I'm gonna get to work on that. I found a great video from a repair company that walked me through the steps. I'm not stressed about it. It's everything's bolt, and that's the only reason I took the gamble. Like,
yeah,
I looked at when the guy came out, he didn't even try. He's like, yeah, your transmission's out. He already had his stuff packed up. He was ready to go. He's like, it's going to cost you more to fix it than it's worth. Like, why even bother having any more conversation?
Yeah.
But that's when I went and I looked at it, because my old wash machine, the transmission was a little different. And there was things like, it was a little bit more mechanical. This one, it's like everything just bolts on to the transmission. Like the motor bolts onto the transmission, the clutch bolts on. So you have to disassemble all that stuff. Yeah. And then the transmission's a sealed unit. That's why they can't fix it. And you literally just pull out the sealed unit, put in the new sealed unit, bolt everything back on. You should
most manufacturing now, all the parts are made in that way, and then they're sent to one location to be put together.
Yeah, it's an assembly line. Yeah. Stripping a mini fridge to repaint it in Fallout colors and decal it up with Nuka-Cola. That's Geek Forge. Who's that female? Geek Forge, I think. She did a whole room in Fallout. Hard to do with temperature. Yeah. Temperature changing is always a pain in the ass. Well, good luck to everybody going to Adepticon. Have a wonderful, safe trip, because I know people watching are going to be going as well. Everybody have a wonderful time. We will all be back here. They did a kitchenette. I think it's Geek Forge. I forget. I just see her on my YouTube channel. Everybody have a wonderful time. You got anything to say before we cut out?
No, sir. Just I'm gonna go make myself another glass of tea and come in here and work.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you're like focused. You want to get to work on it.
I know. I'm just exhausted, to be honest with you. I'm just tired.
I understand. All right. Well, everybody, we're gonna cut out. We will be back in 2 weeks.
Week after Adepticon.
All right. We'll be back the week after Adepticon with a full report from your on-scene reporter, Jeff.
Yeah, that'll be good.
All right. We'll see y'all later. Take care.
Take care.